As we wrap up quarter two, I've been reflecting on a few themes that continue to shape the cybersecurity, compliance, and assurance market. The first is that trust is becoming more consolidated. 5 years ago, organizations often managed a collection of audits, assessments, and compliance programs across multiple providers. Today, more and more companies are asking a different question. How do we simplify? We're seeing an increasing demand for audit consolidation as organizations look to reduce audit fatigue, improve consistency, and create a better experience for their internal teams. Whether it's SOC, ISO, FedRAMP, HITRUST, PCI, CMMC, or AI governance, clients are looking to partner with someone who can help them holistically, rather than one framework at a time. The second trend is that trust itself is evolving. For years, many organizations viewed compliance as a box-checking exercise. Get the report, get the certification, and move on. That mindset is changing quickly. This quarter alone, we saw public scrutiny around organizations that position compliance as something that could be purchased quickly, rather than earned through rigorous validation. The market reaction was telling. Customers, regulators, investors, and boards are becoming far more sophisticated. They're asking tougher questions about how assessments are performed, the rigor behind them, and whether programs actually reflect operational reality. The takeaway is simple. Trust is no longer something you buy, it's something you continuously demonstrate. And that applies equally to startups and enterprises. More organizations are realizing that choosing an assurance provider is not just a procurement decision, it is a trust decision. The third trend is the acceleration of the federal market. CMMC is no longer theoretical, with the final rule now in place and implementation continuing to move forward. Defense contractors are shifting from preparation mode into execution mode. The conversations have become much more technical. Organizations are working through enclave strategies, boundary definition, level 2 assessment readiness, supplier requirements, evidence collection, and how to support annual affirmations that can withstand scrutiny. One of the biggest misconceptions I still see in organizations treating CMMC as a compliance project. The companies moving the fastest are treating it as a security transformation initiatives. They're investing in governance, documentation maturity, asset management, incident response, and operational discipline because they recognize that certification is simply the output of a mature program. FedRAMP is also entering one of the most significant periods of change in its history. Between FedRAMP 20X, increased use of automation, machine-readable evidence, OSCAL adoption, continuous monitoring modernization, and the upcoming consolidated guidance package, the program is moving toward a much more scalable operating model. Historically, FedRAMP often felt like a documentation-heavy exercise. The future state appears increasingly focused on real-time validation, automated control testing, and continuous assurance. What's particularly interesting is that while the process is becoming more efficient, the need for trusted assessors is increasing, not decreasing. Automation can collect evidence, it cannot evaluate risk, interpret complex architecture, assess implementation quality, or provide assurance judgment. This quarter was also a major milestone for Schellman. We became the first and only FedRAMP 3PAO to assess more than 200 FedRAMP offerings. That milestone matters because it reflects more than just volume. It represents years of experience, seeing what causes authorizations to move efficiently, and whether organizations struggle, how architectures have evolved, and how federal expectations continue to change. The lessons learned across more than 200 assessments became incredibly valuable as the program itself continues to evolve. The fourth trend is AI governance, moving from theory to implementation. A year ago, most AI conversations centered around regulation. Today, they are centered around governance and operational trust. Organizations are asking practical questions. How do we govern AI agents? How do we validate AI systems? How do we manage model risks? How do we demonstrate accountability? And how do we create trust with customers and regulators? This is where frameworks like ISO 42001 and emerging standards like AIUC-1 become increasingly important. What makes AIUC-1 particularly interesting is it's focused on operational trust, security, oversight, and accountability for AI systems and autonomous agents. As organizations move on beyond experimentation and begin embedding AI directly into business processes, assurance around those systems behave increasingly different and very important. In many ways, AI governance today feels similar to cybersecurity 15 years ago. Everyone agrees it matters. The market is now determining what good governance actually looks like and how organizations can independently demonstrate it. Finally, one thing I continue to believe is that scale matters. Not scale for the sake of size, but scale in expertise, delivery, technology, global reach, and the ability to solve increasingly complex trust challenges. Clients are operating in an environment that are more interconnected. They're more regulated, they're more global than they've ever been before. They need partners who can help them navigate that complexity. As we move into the second half of 2026, one thing feels really clear. Trust has become a strategic business asset. The organizations that invest in it thoughtfully, validate it rigorously, and operationalize it effectively will move fast, win more customers, and create stronger businesses over the long term. Looking forward to seeing what the second half of this year brings.